Hello and welcome to Monday's programme.
Coming up tonight between now and 6:30.
Good evening. Pret a Manger has confirmed a second customer has died from an allergic reaction, this time after eating food from one of their stores in Bath.
She died after eating a sandwich in December last year that was supposed to be dairy-free. The chain said it had been missold a guaranteed dairy-free yoghurt.
David Woodland is outside the store in Bath for us. David, is it still operating as normal? Next this evening, mothers in Somerset who have received help from a service facing severe cuts say the move will put some of the most vulnerable families at risk.
As part of huge savings, the County Council is cutting £2 million from the funding of Get Set, which provides support to parents and children.
One mother has told ITV News her children would have been taken away from her if she hadn't been helped. Ben McGrail has this report.
And as you can see, Ben has joined us. Ben, this is clearly a very worrying time for families. What have the council had to say about this?
Well, these cuts affect. Update on this today. We hear that the Cabinet might be delayed for a parental consultation.
But Ben, this is just one of a number of cuts, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Key, who are at the coal face of this. The council will certainly say that we don't want to be making these decisions. We have.
Okay, Ben McGrath, thank you very much for that. 3 people have been arrested on suspicion of criminal damage after climate change protesters clashed with police in Bristol city centre this morning. The group, calling themselves Rising Up Bristol, wants a new law to make damaging the environment a crime.
Well, the action comes on the same day that scientists warned the planet is on the verge of an environmental catastrophe. Ellie Louise Rinch has this report.
Well, the daughter of a victim of postal fraud has made a film to highlight the devastating consequences it had on her family.
Figures show over 1,000 people are scammed in Somerset every year, although the real number is thought to be much higher as many don't report the crime. David Hurst has the story.
And you're watching ITV News here in the West Country with John T and Kylie. Thanks for joining us this evening. There's still plenty more to come before 6:30, including...
And after us, the ITV News continues with the national and the international stories at 6:30. Mary Nightingale has the details. Here, though, Carrie has joined us in the studio. We're going to look back at the weekend sport. Carrie, we're going to start with football. Both Bristol clubs, disappointing weekend. City and Rovers both losing.
Yes, John T, that's right. It was a disappointing weekend for Bristol City. It's 5 games now without a win for them after they lost 2-1 against Sheffield Wednesday at Ashton Gate yesterday. At least.
So, Carrie, not much to cheer about for Bristol City fans. Moving to Bristol Rovers, there could be a lot of worried fans out there.
Yes, Kylie, you could say that. Rovers lost 1-0 at home to Walsall, made worse by the fact that Walsall's winner came in the very final minute of the game. Rovers...
Unhappy fans there, Carrie. Unhappy manager as well. Daryl Clark's been talking about his disappointment.
Yes, John T. He's not happy at all, as you might expect. Frustration is probably the word, and he didn't hold back after the game. Here's what he had to say.
Carrie, let's move on to rugby. Bath lost on Friday night, but the performance of the weekend, I hear from Gloucester. Tell us about that.
Yes, it was a really great performance. What a win for the Cherry and Whites, and thoroughly deserved as well. They scored. And just a reminder, anyone is welcome to get in touch with your thoughts on your team's performance. Just email your video to westcountryfans@itv.com.
OK, Carrie, thank you very much for that.
Now, Somerset's Marcus Trescothick has set off on a 350-mile cycle for charity. He's cycling to some... And good luck to Marcus swapping a cricket bat there for a bike. So see how he gets on.
Yeah. Now, it was one of the most talked about stories over the weekend, and certainly one of our most popular online. The story of Banksy's artwork shredding itself seconds after being sold for £1 million. Take a look at this. The auction. You never know what to expect from Banksy, do you?
Yeah,
Whatever
he may have been
next.
in the room there and pushed the button. There we go. Think about that one. Think about that.
Alex has joined us, as you can see. Before we talk about the weather, though, Alex, we want to talk about the charity football match you're involved in. It was yesterday, wasn't it? Tell us.
In some way, and we've got too much cancer in it at the moment, but sometimes when you're faced with such adversity...
You can't argue with that, Alex,
No.
and you even organised the weather as well. Well done. Now, we didn't see you... Some footage, though.
Let's take a look, shall we? I have to say briefly, though, before we get to the weather, Alex has been hobbling around a bit today. You found that quite...
Unfortunately, I wasn't as effective in the game as I...
22 on Wednesday, not looking bad at all, Alex. Thank you very much. Now, just before we say goodbye, here are the main headlines in the West Country this evening.
That brings us to the close of this evening's programme. I will be back, though, at 10:30 to bring you the late news.
But now I'll hand you to Mary Nightingale as the ITV News continues. From all of us here, enjoy your evening and we'll see you tomorrow at 6. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.